All right, in this video, I'm going to go over the 5 worst things about living in Calgary. And by the time this video is over with, you may not ever want to move here. All right, the absolute worst thing is once the winter time comes, words cannot even describe how dry the climate is in Calgary. It's ridiculous. I mean, I can't leave the house without my chapstick. I gotta have like all kinds of lotion that I gotta put on at night before I go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, I just gotta put massive amount of lotion on. I need a water softener as well, because if I don't have a water softener, the water's dry. It's got all kinds of minerals in the water that get into your tap system, and it dries out your skin. So it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, I can't believe it, how dry this climate can be, especially when it even gets cold. I've gone to Hawaii like in the winter time, and I remember getting off the plane and just feeling the moisture come back in my skin, and then literally fly back to the Calgary airport, get off the plane, and I can just feel the moisture getting sucked right out of my skin. You see some of these lines in my face? That's the dryness here in Calgary. It's crazy. So you don't want to live here if you don't want to live in dry. But if you are going to come here, believe me, you better bring buckets of lotion. All right, do me a big favor. If you do like this video, just hit that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up if you like it. And of course, you can be hitting the bell button to get notified, because I do these videos all the time. All right, number 2, Chinook winds. If you don't know about these Chinooks, just so you know, a Chinook is a warm, dry wind that comes in from the Pacific Ocean. It blows eastward over the Rockies, and then it cools in the mountains and the slopes, and of course it warms significantly as it blows down onto the prairies. Now, this is truly a blessing and a curse, because these Chinook winds, it's crazy. I have woken up in the morning in -20, and by 2 in the afternoon, it's 0. And you might think at first, well, that's good, right? Look at this nice weather. It's beautiful. It's nice and warm. Yeah, but don't forget, for a lot of people, headaches come with it. Like that dramatic temperature change in such a short amount of time can really give you some bad headaches, especially when it all of a sudden goes back to being cold again. Like, these are absolute crazy shifts in weather. I mean, it's nuts to see that the snow is melting, and then all of a sudden the Chinook stops, and then all of a sudden -20 comes in to follow it. So these massive shifts in temperature, it's just insane, and it can just drive you crazy. And if you've already got problems with headaches, believe me, coming here, you're probably gonna get more of them. So if you're not ready to deal with that, don't come to Calgary in the winter. All right, number 3, our transit system in Calgary. Like, who was the idiot that decided to put the C train above ground? I mean, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen, okay? Like, every other city has subways that are underground. Well, there's a reason for that. Do you know how many times I'm downtown and I look at people that got headphones on and they're just kind of going along, just walking around, no idea, and they get hit by a train. This happens literally, I mean, every month in Calgary. It's very dangerous. Like, people are so complacent. It was just a bad idea to use the upground streets. And on top of it, there's been a lot of crime on these C-train platforms that's starting to become not so safe anymore. And then of course, our C-train system, well, I know they're expanding it, which is great, but we have a long way to go to really meet the demand. So of course, we're left with dealing with buses. Well, we don't really have enough buses in this town to really meet the demand. So I'll just tell you right now, coming from like big cities like Toronto, where you have a really good subway system, you would probably come here and be really frustrated. So if you don't like that sound of that, again, this may not be the right city for you to move to. All right, so number 4 is, unfortunately, it's lack of doctors. And this is a concern. I mean, everybody needs a doctor. I mean, that's something you have to have, right? Well, not in Calgary. We've got a lot of people that can't get a doctor. The doctors are full. Like, if you don't have a doctor now, good luck on finding one. So if you have a problem of some sort, some medical condition that doesn't involve going to the emergency room, you're probably gonna have to go to these medical clinics. And I don't know about you, the last time I went to those medical clinics, I wasn't all that impressed. And on top of it, the wait times can be ridiculous. I mean, even your own doctor, I mean, my own daughter just told me that she had a lump and she had to wait 6 weeks for the doctor to even look at it. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm sure it'll heal itself by then, right? So, you know, this is crazy. We really do need more doctors in Calgary. And I'm hoping that that changes. Believe me, if you're out there watching this video and you're in medical school, hey, how about coming to Calgary? We could use your professional schooling that you're going through right now and come and, you know, practice medicine right here in Calgary, because I don't know what the future brings, but if we don't get more doctors, we're going to have a sincere problem, because we already have a problem now, and to me, it's only going to get worse if we can't seem to attract more doctors into this city. All right, number 5, it's got to be the Stampede. Now, look, the Stampede, sure, it's great. I mean, it's a fair, and of course they have rides, we got a rodeo and all this stuff, but you got to remember, it comes with problems, all right? If you've been here for a Stampede, we got 10 days of insanity. I mean, first of all, get on that transit system as well, and you're dealing with people that have had too much to drink, wearing cowboy boots and cowboy hats, and you're squeezed in like a sardine. And really, like, I find the Stampede, it's like 10-day license to drink more beer in 10 days than most people drink in an entire year. Like, I mean, what is it with these people that come to the Stampede? They just lose all sense of reality for 10 days. You know, it's crazy some of the things that they do. And, you know, and then of course there's the animal rights activists, and I get it. I mean, believe me, I do like a good rodeo, don't get me wrong. I enjoy it, and I've been to the Stampede many times, you know, but even for me, it can be a little disheartening to see those little calves get a rope around their neck and yanked on. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way. And then of course you've got the Rangeland Derby, which is the chuck wagon races, and inevitably there's a horse that's killed every year. So, you know, these are concerns that, you know, that are the reality of the Stampede. So, you know, and then of course the last thing about the Stampede is that all of us that live here, believe it or not, we're expected to wear Wrangler jeans, cowboy boots, cowboy shirt, and a cowboy hat for 10 days. Like when you go to your bank teller is going to be wearing a cowboy outfit. So that's kind of expected. So if you're going to move here, you may as well buy your boots in advance, get your cowboy hat, get your cowboy shirt, because if you don't put it on for that 10 days, you're kind of an outcast. All right, let's just summarize this video and what you're gonna have to deal with if you're gonna live in Calgary. Number 1, you're gonna have to have like a bucket of lotion, right? You're definitely gonna have to have a cowboy hat for sure, and a cowboy shirt, some cowboy boots. You're gonna have to be prepared to get onto a transit system where you're gonna be crammed in like a sardine, and you're gonna really get to know your neighbors. So hey, you could bring a pen and a paper and write down some phone numbers, because you're gonna meet some people on those C trains. And make sure that you have some kind of medical training, because you might actually have to, you know, handle some kind of a medical emergency on your own, because you probably won't have a family doctor for a while. And on top of it, you're gonna have to deal with the Stampede. And you know what? You're probably gonna end up being like most people, and you're gonna bring about $1,000 in cash and go down and just spend it all at the Stampede, and spend like $20 on a turkey leg like I did. And you'll just like, hey, it was a good time, I had fun. So that's the sort of thing you're just gonna have to get accustomed to if you wanna come to and live in Calgary and deal with all of these little negatives that are part of this city. But at the end of the day, you'll probably adapt like the rest of us, and you'll just deal with it. All right, so if you did enjoy this crazy video pointing out some of these funny things about Calgary and dealing with the worst things, then sure, do me a favor. Just, you know, you can subscribe, because I do these videos all the time. You know, give me the like button. It's always good for me if people actually did like the video. And again, you can be notified by hitting the bell button, because I do about 2 of these a week. You're gonna have to come here with a bucket of Vaseline. What did I say that?